Hey, have you ever heard of tariffs? Wait, don't run away. Today I'm going to explain what tariffs are in a way that even dogs can understand. Meet two countries, Dogland and Boneland. In Dogland, there are lots of dogs, but not many. In Boneland, there are tons of bones, but hardly any dogs. So what happens? The dogs in Dogland start buying bones from Boneland. Cheaper bones, tastier bones, lots of bones. Everyone's happy. But then the Dogland government starts thinking, wait a second, if dogs only buy bones from Boneland, who's going to want the bones made here? And that's when tariffs are born. A tax, a fee, an extra cost for any bone that comes from Boneland. Basically, you pay for the bone, and you pay the government just to let that bone into the country. A tariff can be a fixed amount per bone, or a percentage of the bone's price. They even use a fancy word for it, ad valorem, just to sound smart. And it doesn't stop there. Big bones pay one tariff, medium bones another, toy bones pay two. Not even bones escape the paws of bureaucracy. When there's no tariff, that's called free trade. If Dogland sells more than it buys, that's a trade surplus. But if it buys more than it sells, that's a trade deficit. So what changes with tariffs? Simple. The price of imported bones goes up. Local bone shops are happy because they don't have to compete with those cheap foreign bones anymore. But here's the catch. Without competition, the quality of local bones might go down. And guess what? Their prices go up too. So now the dogs are frustrated, staring at expensive bones, thinking, do I pay more for a good bone or chew on a worse bone that's a bit cheaper? And it doesn't stop there. Boneland isn't happy about this at all. They think, oh, yeah, well, from now on, whoever wants our treats will pay a tariff too. And that's how the famous barking war starts. One side raises tariffs, the other retaliates, and the cycle keeps going. But why do governments do this? Lots of reasons. Maybe the Dogland government wants to make local bones more attractive, even if they're fewer or not as good. Maybe they're just jealous of Boneland's amazing bones, and instead of saying how they feel, they try to hurt their economy. Or maybe Dogland uses tariffs as a bargaining chip for bigger political deals. Or maybe they just want more money. But not everything is happy tail wags. Tariffs might help a few local bone makers, but they hurt many others. Why? Because some dog businesses need to import other things, like toys, bone grinding machines, or special ingredients. Tariffs make all of that more expensive. And who ends up paying? You and your food bowl. Tariffs have always applied to physical products. But what about digital stuff? How do you put a tariff on online training courses, NFT bones, or AI-generated bone art? The dog government is still trying to figure that one out. And now there are environmental tariffs. If a bone was made while polluting too much, the country receiving that bone can charge an extra fee, all to protect the planet and ensure a future with more bones, more trees, and more parks to run in. And if you think this is just a silly story, know that a real bone war happened. In 1993, European dogs gave their Caribbean dog friends a huge discount on bone tariffs to help their struggling economy. But the American dogs got mad. Wait, what about us? Where's our discount? So they slapped tariffs on European dogs' other products, and just like that, the barking war began. It lasted almost 20 years, until the EU finally gave US dogs lower tariffs on bones too. A long war of growls, but everyone got their bone discounts in the end. So remember, tariffs can protect, but they can also complicate. And if you liked this bone-based explanation, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell, because here we explain economics in a way that even dogs understand.